Alright, as we edge closer to the end of the game, I do remember Cassandra saying something about trying to find the last of the Seekers, who've essentially all disappeared, and if the Wardens were any indication of what may have happened, then this probably isn't going to end well either, right? But there's something going on, and we can assume the Elder One, this Coryphanus guy, that he has his hand in it some way, shape, or form, right? But her investigations lead us to this place. Pretty good looking. Look at that. It looks almost real. Seriously.
Caer Oswin. Odd that the trail should lead us here. Ban Loren is a pious, unassuming man. What has he become involved in?
And I do want to take a moment to admire these graphics here.
Might simply be a victim as well.
Let's see what lies within.
Come up on this crest here, and it's just, to me, it was just another one of those wow moments. And I've had a lot of them in this game where I had to stop and just admire the vista and go, just, wow, holy crap, the artist really got beside themselves with this, you know? I mean, I know it's next gen and there's a lot of things you can do with it, but still, the artists have to execute it. I mean, they have to design this stuff here, and that's just, look at that. Freaking amazing. Anyway. Alright, so the Seekers and the Templars being essentially tied together here. They're not exactly the same thing. It might as well be. I guess they stem from one another. Templars are to search over the, or to watch over the circle, right? Templars to watch over the circle, and then the Seekers essentially to keep the Templars in check and investigate matters for the divine and keep everything running and stuff. But you know, if the Wardens are any inclination, honestly, we can expect this to have just gone completely corrupt also. Whoever the Seekers may have been, just like the Wardens, whatever they were way back when, by design, what they've become is essentially nothing resembling what they were supposed to be. In other words, all these institutions are really just by name only. They're not, they don't even slightly resemble what they're supposed to be, what they were designed to be. The Circle, the Templars, the Wardens, the Chantry itself. I mean, really, you can expect any religious institution to get corrupt over time. Because if there be a good power, a god or maker or whatever they've established in the game, then there would be some antithesis to that. There would be something. For every action, there's a reaction type of thing.
I should have known. The Order of Fiery Promise is a cult with strange beliefs about the Seekers. They've hounded us for centuries.
What kind of strange beliefs?
They believe they are Seekers, the only rightful ones. They say we robbed their powers long ago, preventing them from ending the world.
Ending the world?
The only way to truly eradicate evil in their eyes, the world will be reborn a paradise. It's all nonsense.
Why haven't the Seekers dealt with them?
We have, many times. They simply reappear after a time like weeds. Nobody knows how.
Cultists. Why am I not surprised?
This explains why the Seekers might be here, but not the connection to Coryphanus.
Interesting, you have a kind of a communist agenda there, rather than transform a society, such as some radicals would like to do these days. Communism is essentially destroy. Find a democratic society and you destroy it. You take away their free will, you put them under a communist rule by rebuilding a new communist society from the ashes.
The Promisers will pay for this.
And so that whole type of thinking there, people play on that, and then when you get religious fanaticism involved too, yeah, nothing good comes out of all that. Especially not for innocent people who are just minding their own business. Here comes a fanatic who decides they need to die on some cause, and, you know, it's just the average Joe Blow watching over his family and kids and trying to, you know, earn his bread for the day type of thing, just mind his own business. And so, yeah, free-thinking people might have something to say about you coming and literally obliterating them in the name of your religious agenda, you know. But, Yeah, it's not like that's not actual real life stuff that's happened over and over and over again throughout the history of mankind. Sure enough, and it's the type of thinking involved there. Is they get this cause and they go overboard, completely out of bounds, lose all sense of common sense and reason, and just start acting on it, and lots and lots of people die and suffer as a result. And they would justify it all by saying the ends justify the means, and I get that thinking. You know, the ends do justify the means in a lot of sense when tempered with common sense, rational, sane thinking, you know. And of course, what defines sane thinking? Well, if you ask one person to the next, you'll get, you know, that many different answers. So, you know, bottom line is when people are free to make choices, they tend to make bad ones, you know.
Proven resistant to the effects of red lyrium, the Elder One has seen fit to place them in your care. Reclaim your destiny, and know that the Elder One expects your devotion as repayment. Signed by Magister Calpurnia, leader of the Venatori.
Well, we knew he'd have his hand in it somewhere, right?
The promises want the world to end? What use are they to him?
Corypheus will probably betray them before they get their chance.
But after he gets what he needs out of them. But this doesn't explain how he captured the Seekers in the first place, or what's been done with them. We must keep looking.
The letter said Seekers were resistant to red lyrium.
Our abilities grant us many gifts, but a resistance to red lyrium's corruption? That seems strange. Although it would explain why none have numbered among the Red Templars. And thus Seekers would be useless to Corypheus. He would have no leash to hold us.
You sound worried.
I am. The Seekers are my family.
Alright, well, since Corypheus can't corrupt them like he did the other Templars because of their vigil training or whatever, then he used them as tools until he doesn't need them anymore. Sorry about that. And then throw them away. We can only assume that he wouldn't honor any bargain he made. Anyway, where you know, religious fanaticism is involved, and you know, of course, we can expect the hand of the evil one here to be in there somewhere. And there we have it. Now, it's kind of common sense, as you have, you know, the Lord Seeker Imposter that was an envy demon, leading the Templars to all corrupt themselves to destroy that institution from within. All right, and so the real Seeker, everyone was thinking, well, he's caged up, locked up, or dead somewhere, type of thing. Perhaps if the Seeker himself has some deal with the Elder One and this leader of the Venatori, and of course they're all tied in together, then the Envy Demon didn't necessarily capture him. Maybe he's in league with them. I mean, it appears to be, and they have some religious fanatic cause here to go by to justify themselves, you know, allying with the Elder One as a group. So Cassandra needs to probably come to terms with the fact that her Seekers now are no longer the Seekers. They can call themselves what they want, but what they are is just tools of Corypheus. Once again, say if they can't be specifically controlled by him, they'll still be his tools one way or another until he no longer has a need for them, and just throw them away. Like the Venatori and everyone else, they don't have the common sense to stop and just think for 1 second that everything Corypheus is doing is destroying everything around them. That if there were a world left for them to rule over, like he promised, which they can't possibly believe that, but I guess they're in for a dime, in for a dollar. If they turn back now, they'd have to admit that this was a farce from the beginning and that they're all just guilty of murder with a lot of blood on their hands. Lots and lots of blood, like nations, cities, towns worth of blood on their hands. And they have to pay for that, you know. So rather than accept that, they'll just, you know, go on to the bitter end, following Corypheus blindly, thinking, oh, he's going to make us god kings and all this and that. Really? You think he's really going to honor all that? You think there's going to be a world left for you to rule over? Assuming Corypheus knows absolutely everything and that the results of his actions could somehow allow him to be some god king thing that he wants to be. Doesn't realize that his pride has not just blinded him. Not just that. I mean, it goes beyond that. It would be impossible for him to see the end of his actions here. He wouldn't be able to see it. Not through his insanity and his blindness and his absolute pride. But no one's buying that. They're just destroying everything in his name and thinking there's going to be something left to rule over. And I think one of the wardens says it best when you judge her. She basically says, to think that the world that could be created with these actions is one that I would even want to live in. Right? I was insane. And she, well, I'm glad she got it, right? Because that's really the point here. Said if you have to do all this to create a new world, the world that you're going to be left with isn't one worth living in the first place, you know. I don't think the Venatori care. They're an extreme version of the whole Tevinter thinking along the lines that they're somehow superior and somehow have some kind of knowledge reserved to themselves that puts them on a level playing field with God, you know, and so they would play God. And they do with their blood magic and stuff like that, taking people's lives for their own will, looking at everyone else as expendable. I mean, other people aren't actually people; they're tools to be used and discarded. Not too different than the way Corypheus thinks himself, actually. And Dorian has a huge problem with that, actually, the way his people think as a whole. What's accepted as the common principle that they operate under. In his society, especially among, you know, the nobles or leaders or whatever, the high and mighty folk, it disgusts him, you know. He hates to be associated with it. He hates to be a part of it. But to his credit, he did leave all that for the right reasons, you know. He wanted to be himself, and he wanted to do the right thing, so he joined the Inquisition, because it was the right thing to do. So regardless of what other problems someone might have with him, at least he's, you know, honorable as far as that goes. It's a shame that he has to be associated with all that, though. Alright, so, nothing exceptional, but lots of loot chances with all those chests. That's pretty cool.
Daniel! Daniel! Can you hear me?
Cassandra. It is you. You're alive.
As are you. I'm so glad I found you.
That's blight poisoning.
No, they put a demon inside me. It's tearing me up.
What? You can't be possessed. That's impossible.
I'm not possessed. They fed me things. I can feel it growing.
Red lyrium is a demon. Red lyrium equals demon. Chew on that for a while.
Can we do anything?
I don't know. This thing inside him.
The Lord Seeker. You have to find him.
Of course we'll find him. If he lives, we'll...
Lucius betrayed us, Cassandra. He sent us here, one by one. An important mission, he said. Lies. He was here with them all along. He's still working with them.
Could it have been the demon from Therenfall?
No. The demon came later.
But a demon couldn't simply take his place without anyone noticing.
The Lord Seeker allowed it. He let the demon take command while he...
came here.
Cassandra.
Now is not the time for sympathy.
Wait. Don't leave me like this, please.
You should have come with me. You didn't believe in the war any more than I did.
You know me. I wanted that promotion.
Go to the Maker's side, Daniel. You will be welcome. He was my apprentice. I have never known a finer young man. Now we find Lord Seeker Lucius.
Well, don't let that be the catalyst. We need to find him a while ago. He's had this coming before all that, but, alright, so the real Lord Seeker is in league with Corypheus himself. And I guess Corypheus playing into his whole destroy the whole world and create a better one from the ashes thing. Well, what place do you have in that? Because you're part of that world. Not realizing that you're as wicked or more wicked than anything in it. You need to go too. By your own religious fanatical doctrine, you yourself need to go first than everyone else. But you would be the one that could stand over the top of it and create a new world from the ashes because you know what's best, huh? That's why religious folks don't get respect, maybe? Just maybe. Just that right there. Might have something to do with it. Just saying. I'm all about spiritual faith. I just hate religion. I hate it as much as God does. Can't say that. I just did. I meant it too, because it's the truth. Not liking it doesn't make it less so. Any God that I'm going to believe in is going to just not have any place for that kind of hypocrisy and fanatical, freaky, hurt everyone else in my name type crap. He doesn't want his name thrown on that type of garbage. That's we're not even talking about a particular kind of faith. Just the whole concept of God, period. Regardless of which one you believe in. The whole point is, if God would promote this type of stuff being done in his name, he must be an asshole. Just saying. You know, not one that I would believe in. But, yeah, anyway. No time for religion. No time whatsoever for it. Faith is all fine and dandy, though. I mean, you know, you look at someone like Cassandra here. Some people know, look at Mother Teresa. Look at her awesomeness. You know, if she claims faith is the reason she does this or whatever, okay, you can't knock what she does, regardless. You know? And what some really bad things that other really unscrupulous assholes do in the name of faith or religion and stuff like that. Well, yeah, you most definitely can knock that, you know? But shit, common sense has to come into play somewhere there, where faith is involved. Is it believable? Is it something you can follow, right? That you're not supposed to or else, but is it something you can follow because it's just simply right, you know? It's nice, it's kind, it does more good than bad, you know? The things like that. Screw all the ritual and all the fanaticism and all the ideology that might theoretically sound good because it's different than what's going on right now type thing, but screw all that. You know, can you do some good or not? Just keep it simple, guys. That's about as far as I go in spiritual thing. Keep it simple.
Lord Seeker Lucius.
Cassandra, with a woman I can only assume is the new Inquisitor.
This friggin' tool.
And you're the man who betrayed his own order.
I presume you know we Seekers of Truth were once the original Inquisition. Oh yes. We fought to restore order in a time of madness long ago, as you do now. And we became proud. We sought to remake the world, to make it better. But what did we create? The Chantry, the Circles of Magi. A war that will see no end.
And aiding Corypheus is supposed to help?
Corypheus is a monster with limited ambition.
And your ambition is so much
Oh my
greater.
god.
We Seekers are abominations, Cassandra.
It's never
We
ending.
created a decaying world and fought to preserve it even as it crumbled. We had to be stopped. You don't believe me? See for yourself. The secrets of our order passed to me after the former Lord Seeker was slain. The war with the mages had already begun, but it was not too late for me to do the right thing.
He's completely mad, isn't he?
Lord Seeker, what you've done.
I know. What Corypheus did with the Templars does not matter. I have seen the future. I have created a new order to replace the old. The world will end so we can start anew. A pure beginning. Join us, Cassandra. It is the Maker's will.
Yeah, well, let me give you a taste of reality. Punk-ass idiot. Just imagine, the only tool in the shed that's capable of being more arrogant, blind, proud, and stupid than Corypheus himself. He's saying Corypheus has limited ambition. Are you serious? Are you serious? You're actually looking down on Corypheus? You've even got bigger plans to destroy the world even more thoroughly so that you can take control of it on your terms? Oh my gosh. Yeah, get rid of all these people. Yeah, there's some things that need to be completely cleaned from the world to make it a better place. Okay? But it's you,
Was insane.
not
It
us.
had to be. Perhaps the Envy Demon's influence? Remove the Lord Seeker so it could take over the Templars?
All these wasted lives.
He could not have destroyed all of us. I won't accept it. Let us return to Skyhold. I wish to see what's in this book of secrets.
So essentially, Corypheus orchestrated this real well. He got rid of the Seekers and the Templars in one blow. Two birds with one stone, essentially. Get the Lord Seeker to draw away all the rest of the Seekers here, and imprison them, poison them, kill them, do whatever, and then allow, actually be in league with an imposter to basically copy himself and go corrupt and destroy the Templars from within. And somehow justify that in his own mind that it's the right thing to do. Just, my hawk says it best, like, you know, when is this ever the right thing to do? Like, at what point did your mind not ever stop and check you one time to ask you, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea? You know, did that ever one time cross your mind? I don't know. We have to wonder with these people. And if you're that far gone to where at no point is your conscience ever able to check you, then yeah, you probably need to go.
Good place.
Probably not fit to live any longer. You probably need to get taken out of this world before you do any more harm, because you're too stupid to live. I'm serious. It's at some point you have to draw a line, I would think.
This tome has passed from Lord Seeker to Lord Seeker since the time of the Old Inquisition. And now it falls to me.
Are you all right? You look drained.
On the contrary, it's a delight. I'm riveted.
Oh, you're joking.
Do you know what the Rite of Tranquility is? The last resort used on mages in the Circle, leaving them unable to cast, but depriving them of dreams and all emotion. It should only be used on those who cannot control their abilities, but that has not always been the case.
Sure wasn't in Kirkwall, so it started a bunch of this stuff.
Does the book say it was used for other things?
No. As a Seeker, I looked into abuses. Mages made Tranquil as punishment. What finally began the Mage Rebellion was the discovery the Rite of Tranquility could be reversed. The Lord Seeker at the time covered it up, harshly. There were deaths. It was dangerous knowledge, the shock of its discovery in addition to what happened in Kirkwall. But it appears we've always known how to reverse the Rite, from the beginning.
Why keep that knowledge a secret?
We created the Rite of Tranquility. I told you of my vigil, the months I spent emptying myself of all emotion. I was made tranquil and didn't even know. Then the vigil summoned the spirit of faith to touch my mind. That broke tranquility and gave me my abilities. The Seekers did not share that secret. Not with me, not with the Chantry, not even with...
Does that mean Cassandra was a mage?
Lucius was not wrong about the Order. I thought to rebuild the Seekers once victory was ours. Now I'm not certain it deserves to be rebuilt.
You said there was more in the book.
At some point, power becomes its own master. We cast aside ideals in favor of expedience, and tell ourselves it was all necessary for the people. Will that happen to us, Inquisitor? Will we repeat history?
Well, yeah, that's guaranteed. You're going to repeat history.
We might. It would be lying to say it's impossible.
An honest answer, if not a comforting one.
I don't think I've ever seen you so shaken.
I do not think the Seekers have been doing the Maker's work. Not truly. Perhaps we believed it once. The original Inquisition came to be during a terrible time. But now, we harbored secrets and let them fester. We acted to survive, but not to serve. That is not the Maker's work.
If you did rebuild the Seekers, how would you do it?
I can't be the only one remaining. We will always spread to the winds, and some may still be out there. I would find them one by one. We would all read this book, no more secrets. Then together we would establish a new charter. The Maker's work in truth.
Until some idiot finds some other way to
You keep saying that.
empower
but
himself.
What is the Maker's work?
There is no way to know for certain. That is why we must seek it out. Perhaps we lost our way because we stopped looking.
The Seekers are gone, Cassandra. Let them go.
Thank you. I could not have done this on my own.
BFF. Well, I'm just going to throw this out there. Perhaps that seeking is an individual thing and not a we thing. Perhaps it's for each man to seek out and find that truth for himself, him or herself, right? As opposed to the we. All right, thanks for watching. You want to subscribe, click that button over my head, and I'll see you on the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.